New videos every day.
Psyche Truth. Life. Wisdom.
Hi everybody, this is Erica Vetra coming to you with part 2 of my beginner-friendly Yoga for Fat Burning and Detox series. Let's go ahead and get started at the top of your mat. Go ahead and favorite this video so you can come back to it. Do it as much as you want, starting once a week, working up to twice, 3 times, 4 times, 10 times, whatever you feel. Bring your feet together. Lift up through the inner arches of your feet, so starting to draw the energy up from the ground, up through your legs, your spine, your core, your heart, your throat, and up through the crown of your head. So I'm wearing a brand new outfit from Light in the Box. I'm quickly falling in love with it. I might steal it. Doesn't quite belong to me, but don't tell anybody. Bring your hands to the center of your chest. Namaste. Close your eyes, draw the sides of your neck back. Lengthen your spine. Give your pelvis just the littlest tilt forward, so you're lengthening your low back. On your next inhale, circle your arms all the way out and up. Press your palms together above your head. And then exhale, just lower your arms, drop your chin to your chest, but keep your heart lifted. So starting to get in contact with your breath. One more time, inhale all the way up, as if you were filling from the bottom all the way to the tops of your lungs. And then exhale, drop your arms all the way down to your sides, as if you were moving through honey. Last time, inhale, arms all the way up for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower, dropping your chin to your chest. Keep your shoulders up, keep your heart up. Open your eyes, lift your head, lift your arms. This time, instead of pressing your palms to each other, grab your left wrist with your right wrist. Take an inhale, reach for the sky, and then exhale, crescent pose to the right. So you're letting your hips soften to the left as you let your upper body crescent pose over to the right. It's kind of like a crescent moon. Keep your low belly tucked in. Keep your low back long. Keep your hips stacked over your heels so you're not starting to bend back or forward, right? Keep equal weight in both feet. Relax your throat. And then draw your head away from your arms so you're not resting your head on anything. Pull both of your arms straight. We're stretching into the left side of our rib cage. And then maintain the length on the right side of your rib cage. Take one more deep breath in here. And then exhale, come back to center, switch the grip of your hands, grab your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, reach for the sky, get nice and tall, and then exhale, crescent to the left. Let your hips move to the right as you let your upper body arch over an imaginary beach ball. So you're lengthening the right side of your rib cage, but at the same time, you're lengthening the left side. So while you're here breathing, I'd like to let you guys know that I have found a new love besides this outfit. It's called kickboxing. I've gotten really into it and I'm absolutely head over heels for it. It's really fun to punch things and kick things. Really fun. Very un-yogic, but I've found that we need things to balance us out. Take an inhale, come back to center, look past your hands. This time exhale, forward fold. Hang out here for a second. Soften your knees. Sway your head from side to side. Ragdoll your upper body over your low body. So let me know if you practice any sports or if you watch any sports, what's your sport of choice? Mine, of course, is kickboxing. I'm thinking about adding in some kickboxing-inspired workouts. Let me know if that's something that you'd like to see. I would love your feedback. Bring your hands to the ground or to your shins. On your inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold. Keep your knees soft. On your inhale, come back all the way up. Press your palms together above your head. Stay just like this. Keep your hands together. Interlace all of your fingers except for your index finger. This is a back bend. Take your gaze up between your thumbs. You're already in the pose. You can stay just like this, or keeping your hips stacked over your heels, keeping your core engaged, begin to trace an imaginary line down the ceiling towards the wall behind you. Keep your core contracted. Pull your biceps behind your ears. Push your heart up to the sky as if it was being pulled by an imaginary string. So you can probably imagine it's hard to talk through this pose. I'm doing the best I can. Lower your head down as far as you want. Take a couple more deep breaths. Keep your hips stacked over your heels.
And then on your next inhale, come all the way up. Press your palms together, uninterlace your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Take a couple of deep breaths. All the way down to the base of your spine. And let your head relax. Soften your knees. On your inhale, come all the way up once more. Touch your palms together above your head. And then exhale, bring your hands to the center of your chest for prayer. So moving on, we're going to be playing with some variations of twisting and lunging today. Bring your palms to touch. As you inhale, sit into your chair pose. This is from part 1. Center your weight in your heels. Pull your biceps behind your ears. Now listen closely. Take your hands to prayer in the center of your chest. Gaze at your feet. Step your left leg all the way back. Your right knee is going to stay bent because you're working into a high crescent lunge. So, like I said, this doesn't have to be seamless. It doesn't have to take just one quick try. You can kind of find your groove here, find your comfort zone. Start to push your left hip forward so you're stretching into the front of your left hip and your left thigh. Sit down a little bit lower into your right thigh. Press down into the center of your right heel and the big toe ball mound of your left foot. Reach your arms up, high crescent lunge, full lunge. Take one more deep breath in. Keep your hips square to the front of the room. And on your exhale, take an open twist to the right. So take care not to start letting your hips come into the twist with you, right? You want to keep your hips square to the front of the room. Fan your fingers out wide as if you were trying to give someone a hug who's standing to the right of you. And then if you start leaning forward, which is easy to do, take a second, contract your core, and then lean your shoulders back over your hips. So this is a pretty challenging pose. Sit a little bit deeper into your right leg, and then re-straighten your left leg. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to high crescent lunge. And then exhale, frame your right foot with both of your hands. Step your left foot forward. And then let your head drop. Inhale to halfway lift. Pull your spine nice and long. And then exhale to fold. Next inhale brings you all the way up. Palms touch above your head. Exhale your hands to prayer. Let's try the other side. Keeping your palms together, curl your tailbone in, lift your arms, and then sit down into your chair pose. Make sure your weight is centered in your heels, squeeze your knees together, pull your biceps behind your ears. On your next inhale, take your hands to prayer, gaze at your feet, and very easily step your right foot as far back as it'll go. We're working into high crescent lunge. Like I said, take a few seconds to get settled in here. No hurry. No pressure. Press your right hip forward at the same time as you straighten your right leg. So, as I've said in other videos, one side is usually a little bit different, a little easier, a little harder, a little looser, a little tighter. Whatever it is, seek to balance it out, but don't be impatient if you can't go as deep or as far on one side as you can on the other. It's totally normal. Sit your left thigh a little bit lower. Root down into the center of your left heel and the big toe ball mound of your right foot. Inhale your arms all the way up. Here we go. Exhale, open twist to the left this time. Reach your right arm forward and your left arm back. Sit lower. Straighten your right leg. Fan your fingers out like you're trying to give someone a big hug. And then if you find yourself starting to lean forward, contract your core and then lean your shoulders back over your hips so it starts to feel like a little bit of a back bend. Keep your arms really strong. Take one more deep breath in here and stay for your exhale. There's the challenge. Inhale, high crescent lunge, arms all the way up. Get as tall as you can. And then exhale, frame your left foot with both of your hands. Step your right foot forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms touch above your head. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Okay, so this is a classic detoxifying pose. It's called eagle pose. Our foundation is chair pose. Inhale your arms all the way out and up. Use a little bit of momentum. On your exhale, swing your right arm under your left. So you're either going to be grabbing opposite shoulders, or if you can, touch the backs of your hands together. If you want to go a little bit further, wrap all the way around, touch your front palms together, right?
This is a very detoxifying pose because you're compressing your lymph nodes in your armpits, right? Squeeze your armpits, squeeze your elbows together, squeeze your hands together. Let your hands bisect your face, right? So they're right down the midline. Now, bring your feet to touch, sit down into your chair pose, lift up your right leg, and cross your right thigh over your left thigh. So you can stay just like this, kind of like a fancy lady, keeping your right toe on the ground for support. If you want a little bit more, cross your right thigh really high over your left thigh, and then hook your right foot around the back of your left leg. Begin to squeeze your inner thighs together so you have more lymph nodes in your groin. This is another reason why this is a really detoxifying pose. Sit a little bit lower, draw your right hip back even with your left, lean your heart back as if you were trying to touch the wall behind you with your shoulder blades. Keep focusing on a point in front of you to help with your balance. If you fall out, there's no problem, just come back in. Take one more deep breath in here. Listen very closely. Unwind your legs. Bend your right knee into your chest. Step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Unwind your arm bind. Lift your arms up as high as you can. One breath only. Really, really reach. And then exhale. Frame your left foot with both of your hands. Beautiful. Step your right foot up. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms touch above your head. Exhale your hands to prayer. Other side. Bring your feet to touch. Inhale your arms up. You can use some momentum here. Exhale, swing your left arm under your right. So again, if you've got tight shoulders, no worries. Grab opposite shoulders. If you want a little bit more, touch the backs of your hands together. If you want more than that, touch the fronts of your hands together. So you've got this really tight kind of like Twizzler style wrap, right? Squeeze your armpits, compress those lymph nodes. Really wring them out. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, sit down into your chair pose. Lift up your left leg. And the higher you can cross your left thigh over your right thigh, the easier it is to hook that left foot around the back of your right leg. And again, this is totally not necessary. You can keep your left toe on the ground to help with your balance. And as you do this video more and more times, you can come into the full expression of the pose. Squeeze your inner thighs together, compressing those lymph nodes in your groin. This is going to help you balance as well. Draw your left hip back even with your right. Lean your heart back towards the wall behind you. Relax your face. And now listen closely. Unwind your legs. Bring your left knee up towards your chest. You got this. Exhale your left foot all the way to the back of your mat. It can take more than one attempt. That's totally fine. Big inhale. Reach all the way up. High crescent lunge. Reach for the sky. And then exhale. Frame your right foot with both of your hands. Step forward with your left foot. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Beautiful. You made it. From your forward fold, plant your palms on the ground and make your way to standing on your knees for the last pose of this practice. This pose is called camel pose. It's a back bend. Take your knees to stack directly under your hips. So for most of us, that's about 2 fists width distance. Keep your hips stacked above your knees. Sometimes the tendency is to let your hips start drawing back. You don't want that to happen, right? So keep your core contracted, protect your spine. Bring your hands to your low back so that the heels of your hands come just under your bottom ribs and your fingertips are just above your butt. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Draw the sides of your neck back, contract your core, keep your hips over your knees. Now you're already in the pose. This is camel pose, as is. If you want to go a little bit further, start to lift your heart up. Start to draw your head towards the back of the room. And then lift up a little bit more. Take your elbows closer together behind you. If you feel comfortable, drop your head all the way back. If you can see partway down the wall behind you, drop your hands to your heels. So this is full camel pose. Keep your hips stacked over your knees / reaching for the front of the room so you don't ever want to start leaning back. Now this is an intense pose. Breathe straight into your heart. Open your throat. This is a wonderful counter pose for all of the stuff that we've done. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. And on your next inhale, bring your hands back to your low back. Support yourself. Come all the way up.
And just relax your hips back onto your heels. Take your hands to your thighs with your palms face up and close your eyes. Congratulations, that was part 2 of the beginner-friendly yoga for fat burning and detox. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you'd like to see some kickboxing-inspired workouts. And let me know if you'd like to learn more about yoga or about me. Check my website at vetrafitness.com, and I'll see you for part 3 very soon. Namaste.